So let's talk about the trailer here for a second. The outside is what I want to call visually done now, and I'll give you a quick sort of tour around that and talk about what happened since the last video. Basically, as you can see behind me, the orange is now done. All the painting is done. All the reflectors, the lighting. Everything is finalized on the outside. The lights on the top of the trailer that are new, that are not installed by the military, are not wired yet. So that I'm going to show you in the next episode, probably doing the wiring inside the trailer. You can see that the front door, the front roll-up door, although it was somewhat challenging to figure out. Not challenging to put it on, but challenging to figure out how to put it on correctly. It is on, and it works fantastic. Getting one-handed here is a little challenging, but see that it goes up. Spare tire has been mounted again. The entry door to the back is also on and finished. You can see how the roll-up door works too. The last video I showed mounting the door itself and the roller. Once you do that, then you mount the side channels, which are nicely sealed up with rubber, and they're really watertight. I've tested that out as well, and really happy with the results of that. You'll notice, getting a little fancy here maybe, but the model of the trailer, UXT1102, stands for Unimog Expedition Trailer. 1102 is the military designation for this particular base trailer. Got the camera mounted on the rear backup camera. So I wanted to improve the lighting on this thing, and what I decided to do is also put lighting around the top. So you can see up here, these bullet lights, they're actually 3/4 inch LED, pretty bright actually. So I put them all along the top of the trailer. So there's red in the rear, obviously, and yellow amber lights in the front. The window, after all that, I was a little concerned with the tight fitting of them, but they went in pretty good. And sealed nice up. I've tested them with water, and they are waterproof. You can see all of the black touch-up paint has been done underneath, so everything is now black. I sprayed underneath the trailer. The only exception, as you can see, if I get under there, is I did not spray the top of the underneath. I left it the old military tan. I figure that might be easier to, if I'm under there working on it, it's a little bit lighter, and if I'm running wires and things, you can see them a little bit better, so I left it like that. But I sprayed everything black that you could visually see. Alright, I'm standing here in front of the tongue of the trailer, and today I wanted to go over kind of the setup of what I've put on the tongue and why. And so let's get right to it and take a look. So there's basically three components, as you can see, that I've laid out here. One is a fairly good sized tongue box, they call it, and it's made out of a diamond plate aluminum. You can see that it opens up, and it's got quite a bit of capacity here. Now, what I'm going to use this for is to mount most of the electric components, such as the inverter, converters, fuse boxes, stuff for the trailer, and that basically saves space inside. The mounting of it, I had debated about whether or not I would weld tabs onto the actual trailer frame, but instead I drilled straight through. They're open tubes, so I'm not too worried about rusting or any water intrusion getting into it. But you can see right there the bolts are coming through. I put little spacers in there, so it would be sitting off of that. That also helps prevent water and rust from getting in on the frame. One of the things I was concerned about by mounting this, where to put the the tow chains when I'm in camp. So I made sure that the box was sitting far enough forward here that you could still drop the chain down in there. And the other critical piece, as you can see right back here, is the crank for the wheel for the support for the front of the trailer. And I made sure that had enough clearance right here so it could swing up, and the box wasn't in the way. The other critical piece I put on the front of the trailer here is, if you look down here, is the battery box. I'll get a little closer view of that, but it is a aluminum diamond plate box that I mounted once again here on the tongue frame, and it locks. It's lockable. And that is locked right now. Unlock it. You can see you can slide and lift up the lid. You can just take the lid right off. Now this box is going to fit two pretty good sized batteries. I am going to run, because the truck is a 24 volt, I'm going to run a 24 volt system on the trailer as well. Actually, the trailer is 24 volt. So I will ultimately have both 110 and 12 volt on board as well. The third component mounted here on the tongue is the propane tank. And I have debated back and forth about what kind of fuel was going to power the hot water shower, cooking equipment, heater for the trailer interior, etc. And I've settled on propane. Obviously, there's pluses and minuses to everything. The advantage of propane is it's extremely efficient, and that I can carry, even in this 20-pound tank, it's quite a bit of volume. So that's kind of why I settled on that. I originally wanted to run a single fuel for the entire setup. The Unimog being diesel, I was going to run a diesel setup, but diesel's not very efficient, and although it would have been nice to tap into the main tank, I didn't go that way. I have a fair amount of camping equipment and gear already, cooking gear that is, that runs on propane, so this is what I elected to do. I found this setup, mount setup, and I'll show you that here. It's pretty rugged. In fact, it's probably the most rugged one that I could find anywhere. So this one goes like that. This chain right here is so you can actually lock it in so nobody can steal it. And the tank slides out like that. So the unit itself is pretty rugged steel. I want to make sure that this was both safe and secure. And once again I bolted all of this onto the frame rail of the trailer. You can see in the background of this, there's hand brakes set up, one for the left, one for the right. This handle right here, and that's if you're in camp and you want to, put the brakes on so the trailer can't roll. A couple years ago, now that this project's been going on so long, I had installed this military mount for the electrical hookup to the vehicle. I'm trying to find out whether I can also use the some of the non-used, I guess, plugs internally in that to power to feed back power to the batteries for the trailer from the vehicle, so they charge while we're driving. And I'm also seeing if I can get the rear view camera hookup powered through that, but I haven't quite figured out if that's going to happen or not. The other thing that you can see here that were painted when I painted the rest of the black is the I guess I call them the stabilizers that go on the back. So when you're in camp, these things pop out, mounts to the rear of the trailer so that it's stable. So it's got mounting points to the ground on all four sides. One of the things I don't know if I mentioned before, this does have hydraulic surge brakes. So you can see right here is the cap for the fluid. And what happens is the actual tongue here that mounts to the vehicle goes inside right here, and when you do braking, what will happen is that the trailer will come forward on this, thus putting into a brake cylinder, if you will, and that's what causes the brakes to actually work on the trailer. Thanks for watching this video. If you like what we're doing, be sure to subscribe to our channel by clicking on the truck and tree symbol to your right. Once again, thanks and hope to see you soon.